Om Sri Sai Ram, Om Sri Sai Nathaya Namaha, Om Sri Sai Parabrahmane Namaha. Today we are going to talk about Saisatcharita chapter 26. In this chapter, in the beginning, Bakth Panth talks about how to do a mental prayer for Sai. And also in this chapter, he talks about Mr. Panth, Harishchandra Pitale and Ambadekar. So these are the three main people that he talks about in this chapter. And so let us see what we can learn from this chapter. In the beginning, in the introduction, he talks about how the enjoyment related to the daily objects and how the entire universe is contained within our soul as a reflection of a city in a mirror, and how the Maya is manifested. All the confusion we go through is attributed to this illusion, the Maya. In reality, this illusion has not manifested. It is forever present in the Absolute itself, but it is also in the world, bringing all the movable and immovable objects into being. Whatever is seen in the mirror does not exist in it. We all know that fact. Like visions seen in a dream appear very real, but on waking, all that is gone. On waking, sorry. So when we wake up, everything will be gone. When one is awakened from the dream of this world, then there will be no world. The joy of the light of this unity appears because of the Sadguru's significant words. So the Sadguru definitely deserves a mental prayer which we can do all the time. So let us see what Bakth Panth is talking about. He is praying to Sai with a mental prayer. You are the one to kindle me. You alone are the one to provoke my speech. So who am I to sing your praises? You are the doer, who gets things done. To be always in your company is itself our study of the scripture. Listening to your life story daily is itself our reading of religious texts. Chanting your name without wasting a moment is itself equivalent to doing katha or kirtana. This itself is our regular meditation. That is itself our satisfaction. We do not wish to have such happiness which causes us to turn our backs on worship. Could there be any bigger obstacle in attaining the ultimate goal? Let my tears of joy be the warm water to wash your feet. Let me besmear your body with the sandal paste of pure love. Let me cover your body with the cloth of true faith. May this puja from my heart propitiate you better than the outward ritualistic one, and endow you with pleasure and happiness. Let us offer the 8 lotuses in the form of our 8 very pure sattvic emotions and the fruit in the form of our concentrated mind. Let us apply bukkha of devotion to the forehead. Let us tie the girdle of deep devotion and place our neck on your toes. Then let us enjoy the tender and wonderful celebration. Let us wholeheartedly ward off the evil eye, make a chamar with our 5 pranas and wave it before you to ward off the heat. After concluding such a blissful worship, let us do the eightfold Sastanga Namaskar, offer fragrance and oblations of water. In this manner we shall worship you, Sai Raja, for our own welfare. So after beautifully explaining this manasa puja, mental prayer, now Hemad Panth talks about the main people in this chapter. Mr. Panth was a disciple of another Sadguru. Once he was traveling in a train and he meets his friends because they were going to Shirdi to visit Baba. And he's going somewhere else on some other work, and they pressure him to go with them to Shirdi, and he accepts this offer reluctantly. Once they go there, Panth gets a seizure and falls down in Dwarkamai, and everyone was really frightened, and they tried to revive him. But in the end, with Baba's blessing, he becomes alert after a while. Then Baba tells him to be firm with his Guru and be steady in his faith. Then Panth understood what Baba was saying and knew the significance of Baba's words. Baba never allowed anyone to even change anybody's religion and always encouraged to stay the course wherever you are. So next one is the Harishchandra Pitale. His son was going through some kind of epilepsy, that is fits. He tried all kinds of treatments, but he continued to have this problem. He lost his hope, and one day he heard about Baba through Dasgana Maharaj Kirtans, and then decides to go to Shirdi with his family so that maybe his son will be cured. And they go to Baba and prostrate in front of him. And once they go there, his son gets a very violent seizure. And that kind of seizure he never had it before. And he loses consciousness. Everybody feels terrible. And Mrs. Pitale starts crying, feeling that he never had this kind of seizure. And we came to rescue him, and then he goes through this violent seizure. And then Baba asks them to take him to their lodging, not to worry. And then after a while, the boy regains the consciousness and everybody was happy. Later on, the family goes back to visit Baba. Baba then says to Mrs. Pitale as follows: "Have not all your thoughts, doubts, and apprehensions calmed down now? Hari will protect him who has got faith and patience." Mr. Pitale later wanted to take a leave from Baba after staying there for a few days. Then Baba gives him blessings and says, "Here is rupees 3, and I have given you 2 rupees before. Take these rupees and keep them in your shrine and worship them." And Pitale could not understand what Baba was saying because this was the first time he met him. So he goes home and tells his mother about this. And then his mother tells him that his father once took him to Akkalkot Maharaj when he was a child, and Akkalkot Maharaj gave him his father rupees 2 at that time to worship. So then everything made sense, and everybody was amazed about Baba's greatness, and this kindled devotion in Pitale. The next story is about Ambadekar. He was a devotee of Baba. He served for 10 years in Abkari department and retired. But it was difficult for the family. So he tries for another job and could not find one. The life is very difficult, and 7 years gone by and still struggling. So he decided to kill himself in Shirdi. He goes there and wanted to take his life by drowning himself in a well. And he sits near Dikshitwada and waiting to jump into a well. Then another Baba devotee, Sagun Mer Nayak, sees him and gives him a book of Akkalkot Maharaj to read. When he opened the book, what he found out was to rescue him from this suicide mission. Whatever is destined has to be fully borne. All physical tribulations, diseases, even leprosy, and all other problems which we have because of our actions in the previous birth, unless they are fully born, we cannot be free from them, even by committing suicide. If this suffering remains unfinished, you have to be born again. Therefore, try to bear up with this trouble a little longer. Do not kill yourself. Hearing these words put Ambadekar at ease and decided to live. This strengthened his faith towards Baba, because at the right time, Baba inspired Sagun Nayak to give this book to Ambadekar at the right time. Then he learned astrology and made a living out of it with more faith in his guru. So these are the 3 beautiful faith-oriented stories that Hemad Panth talked about in this chapter. And we all can learn how to retain and how to sustain our unconditional faith in Sai by listening to these stories. And also let us not forget the mental prayer wherever we are, so that we can serve our Guru all the time. With this we will conclude this chapter 26 satsang. Sri Sai Nadharpanamastu Subham Bhavatu. Om Sri Sai Ram. Om Sri Sai Nadhaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Parabrahmane Namaha. Om Sri Sachidananda Sadguru Sainath Maharaj Ki Jai.